Hello, people, and happy Labor Day. And in commemoration of this holiday, we're going to talk about my favorite Matchbox service vehicles. Let's check these out. The Pooh King. We already talked about this recently, so we're not going to talk about this long, but I think this is a fabulous casting, and I love that spare tire on the bottom. All right, here's another recent one. Came out last year. This is also the only variation in this lineup so far. I can't wait to see what they do next with this ambulance. I do wish the back area here was die-cast metal, not plastic, but regardless, the deco looks really good. I like decos that are realistic. That way, it can fit appropriately in a model setup, like a little town or whatever. I've got a couple of these trash trucks. Now, unlike the first two we just looked at, which are both brand new castings, this trash truck has been around a long time. There is 15 variations on this. The Garbage King. Good looking casting. Alright, the ice cream van. This is another new one that just came out. But this also has 11 different variations already in its history, which is incredible. That's great. I always wanted to do a like a little fair or a festival, and having a bunch of little food trucks or ice cream trucks would be really cool. And this is another one that would go really well at a festival. It's like a service truck, a first aid truck. This one's a Ford F550 Super Duty. But the detail on this one, especially on the back area, is super cool. This animal control truck is it's also a Ford. It's a Ford F-150. Oh, I forgot to mention the fire truck has 12 variations in its history, and this animal control truck has none. This is the only one. So another cool casting. I can't wait to see what they do with this in the future. Probably be another animal control, but hopefully they'll do specific cities. Put a specific city logo on the door here. I can't tell if that's what this is or not. Yeah, it looks like it's just Matchbox. All right, this is one of my favorite new Matchbox service vehicles that just came out. This is the Flatbed King. Now the bed extends to fit different size vehicles, but it also goes all the way out and drops down for loading. Now this is certainly Matchbox's best flatbed truck to date. Matchbox and Hot Wheels have done a lot of different variations on car carriers, single car carriers, and flatbeds and tow trucks, and I think this one is just absolutely stellar. If you're familiar with the Lamley Leaks pickup truck, which is this one right here, we'll just talk about this one now. If you're familiar with the Lamley Leaks tow truck, this is the casting that they did it on. This one is from 2000. It's the GMC Wrecker. There it is, 1997. Oh, 1987. This casting has 24 variations behind it. This is an old casting. Goes back to the 80s. That's when I grew up. And the flatbed has 2 variations. I forgot to mention that. This is actually the second variation here. I don't have the first variation yet. But this mill truck, super cool. And this is actually a remake of the exact same casting and deco they did in 2008. This casting has 31 variations in its history. They've been gas trucks, water trucks, but there was only one milk truck, and this is it, and they've done it twice now. All right, now I'm going to show you a couple service vehicles that I really think are cool, but don't really match up to my expectations. This is the MAN dump truck that just came out last year, and it looks cool, and the back end moves up and down to dump, but what I really don't like about it is that the dump really doesn't sit flat. But the worst part about it, I think, is that you can't actually dump anything because the rear door doesn't open. Let's put that right there. All right, here is another flatbed. Oops. Flattened. This is another old casting flatbed truck. Goes back to not quite as old as the other one. This is 1999. And it looks really cool. I mean, it is a flatbed, but what's really awkward about it is, and here it extends and drops down for loading, and that is super cool. But what's really weird about it is this awkward shape it takes on when you try to push it all the way in. And then putting a vehicle on it, I've forced this one down over the last several years, and it's finally staying down now relatively well. But when it's first out of the package, it's hard to make that piece sit down flat. And then when you do get a car on it, it forces the car to the rear. So again, this is a really cool casting. It was a great idea and an incredible effort, but it just falls short a little bit of being perfect. This casting only saw 3 variations. I have two of them, but it's no wonder why it didn't continue past the 3rd variation. And here's the last one I want to show you. This tow truck is awesome looking. I love the way this tow truck looks. And the sirens up top. It's got 3 axles, 6 wheels. I mean, that is just a super cool. It's called the Wrecker truck. Not very specific, but what year? Oh, 2000. So yeah, it's 19 years old. Now, when I first saw this in the package, I thought to myself, how can this possibly disappoint me? But it does, because for one reason. When you try to put something on the hook, the weight pulls the hook all the way down, and now it's not towing anything. It's just dragging things behind it. Whereas this tow truck, once you get this on the road towing something, it actually looks like it's towing the vehicle. Now, I will say the GMC Wrecker has a very low hauling capacity, whereas the Wrecker truck, its hauling capacity is much greater. Thanks for watching, people. Make it a great day.
It's Labor Day! Time for Metro's Big Push! Lease a new 2009 Hyundai Sonata GLS for $229 or buy from $17,495. Exciting, huh? Breathe! Lease a 2009 Hyundai Genesis for $399. We're delivering the best deals in town. Buy a new 2008 Hyundai Accent starting at only $11,995. It's a little commercial. Hey, Mom! Metro Hyundai's Labor Day Big Push.